Hi, in this video, I want to give you 7 proven strategies to build exceptional hero content that's not only going to position your brand, but it's also going to attract prospects to your company. And it doesn't matter whether you're an influencer trying to build followers, a startup business with little or no budget to do marketing, or a multinational global corporation targeting these international markets. These strategies will work for you. The key thing to keep in mind is you need to keep them proportional to the budget that you have and to the market that you're targeting. It makes no sense to spend millions of dollars on a really small niche market that'll never pay that back. So we've got to keep an eye on the budget, and we need to keep an eye on the return on investment. But all of these strategies can be scaled to the type of market that you want to develop and the type of budget that you currently have. So let's get started. The first strategy is to create a major event. If we have a major event, it draws the audience to us and helps us position our brand as well as to build our group. We will do our PR and ramp up opportunities as we go to market it, because we're going to spend a lot of our budget on these hero events. So we need to make sure that we get our audience aware of them and coming to them. And so here are a few examples of them. The first off is that Cigna wanted to stress health. And so they created a program that stresses health and the need for exercise and cardio and all the different things that make us healthier. And to celebrate that, they have a marathon every year at Disney World and Disneyland. And so it's presented by Cigna. They became the group that powers it. And they bring people that are in their Cigna program to it, as well as the top runners in the world, and it creates a lot of PR. Another company that does it really well is Red Bull. They do a lot of different major events that attract a huge audience. It could be, their skateboarding events. They have a Formula One track. They do Formula One racing. They do skydiving and all sorts of things. They bring people together to do different things that are thrilling to them. There's a food and wine exposition at Disney World, as well as companies like IBM sponsor different sorts of conventions like the Think Convention. The second strategy is to create a contest. Contests are great, gets people excited. You can make contests at a very local level or a national level or even an international level. Red Bull's one that does it really well. They have contests all over the country that celebrate having fun. Actually, they do it all over the world. Champions Windows had a $50,000 home exterior makeover contest where they brought together different designers and had them make over homes. The 99 Ranch Market is an example of a local contest, and it was looking for the best cook. You can also do coding contests and other sorts of things to get people excited. A contest gets a group together, and it's a hero idea because it runs over a long period of time, a lot of opportunities to ramp it up, keep the excitement going during the contest, and then follow up afterwards. So you could create prizes. It's a lot of great ways to have fun. Another thing you can do is to create an app if that's appropriate for your target market. You can put in gamification to give them points to keep them coming back. And you can do apps for both business and consumer opportunities. The Healthy Living app is a good example of one that gives you points for doing the right sorts of things. My Cigna, going back to Cigna Corporation, has one. I've developed apps for business applications as well. So you need to think about how you want to, what you can do to help your audience, because everything has to be focused on them, but create an app to help them along and they will use it. A fourth strategy is to create a webinar. Webinars are great as major ways to bring a prospect audience to you, as well as a good type of hub content. But webinars, what you do is you find a speaker that's really central to the community you want to develop. And then it could be an interview, or they could come in to give you a speech. And so there are different ways you could do it. On the right is the MIT Sloan Teradata IoT webinar. The one below is one from Orbit Media. It's a wine and webinar that Andy Crestodina puts on every couple months to highlight speakers in areas that are not necessarily his company, but they're in the community that he wants to develop and the markets that he wants to develop. So he lets them speak on areas that he's perhaps a little weaker in, as well as things he's strong in, to bring in, have a nice conversation while you're drinking a glass of wine virtually, to being a part of it. A fifth great strategy is to create an ebook. Ebooks are nice because they're evergreen and they can attract people over a long period of time. Plus, we can make a hero launch event to launch the book with, we could have interviews, we could publish articles, blog articles about it. We can do a lot of different things. So it's a great way to get to your market. One of the companies that does it is WordStream, as a integrated marketer, as well as someone who wants to develop marketing programs. WordStream has a whole series of ebooks out on how to use Facebook, as well as how to use Google Analytics, and also how to plan a digital strategy. You see one for IBM that was developed with Microsoft on the CRM for Dummies. You've got the net-based Quid Group doing social analytics for influencer marketing on Reddit. There are a lot of these books out there. Each is designed for a specific target market. It uses nurture marketing to drive people to a registration page where they get their email address and some information about the person, and then they send them the link to go and get the ebook. Another one that really is really good is branded research. If you have the funds and can develop some research that's really central to your target market, it's a great way to do it. Most companies do it annually to put out their studies, but you can then do a lot of pre-interviews, pre-blogs, and all sorts of things to ramp up interest in it. And then you have the launch date when you release the branded research. So here, there's one on Trust Your Advantage, another one from Deloitte Digital, as well as the Infinite Dial report that I use and highly recommend, along with the Adobe Digital Economic Index. All of these are different ways of giving information to your high value market, as well as position your brand. Another one that I really like is from Andy Crestodina at Orbit Media, and that is to do aggregating existing research. It's a third line down. In other words, if you can find 2 or 3 really good research studies, what you want to do is to pull them together. They're on the same subject. You want to pull them together and put together your own analysis of their research, and then come up with about 3 recommendations as your conclusion to your compiled research project. All 7 of these are great ways to build hero content that's really targeted to your markets. Again, the whole purpose of hero content is to make it relevant to them and something that they will consider awesome. And so regardless of the size of your budget, you can find a hero content strategy that will work for you.